Ubisoft hasn't been shy this year, with AAA titles coming out of their you-know-what, with releases like Ghost Recon Future Soldier, Assassin's Creed 3, ZombiU, and the final blockbuster of 2012, Far Cry 3. But with Halo 4 and Black Ops 2 already on the menu, will this title bring something refreshing to the genre, or at this point, will playing this shooter be, as Vaas says, the definition of insanity?
Hey guys, welcome back to the GamerNerdz. I'm Manny.
Voice.
And we're bringing you Far Cry 3.
The story revolves around Jason Brody. He goes on his vacation with his friends, his two brothers. They're kidnapped by this group of pirates led by the most maniacal of villains this year anyway, by the name of Vaas. So the story starts off really serious. They manage to escape while Jason Brody and his older brother anyway. His brother is killed, and that's when the story kind of loses its steam for me. It goes from being really serious to just dropping the ball and just getting kind of placid.
That's how I like my games to start. Beautiful location, great villain right at the start. You could see that this character has a lot of gut and a lot of issues actually, and deep issues. It's like, oh. I did not lose interest in the story. It kept me clipped on all the way. As Voice does say, in the beginning it's really serious. It takes a different turn along the progress of the game.
The game starts off, your brother obviously has military training, you don't. Your character is super scared. Now his brother gets killed, you're rescued by Dennis, who introduces him to the Rakyat tribe. He's giving you this tattoo.
Tattoo, by the way, is tattoo.
And then suddenly you go from being super scared to being this uber gun-toting badass killing machine. There's no transition period. It goes from being really realistic to being completely surreal. It just kind of keeps that tone for a while, but like you said, halfway through for me, the story picks up.
Everything changes up. I guess it's just by plain fear. First off, Jason loses his girlfriend, his brother's girlfriend, his best friend. His brother was killed right in the beginning.
I'm complaining a lot about this transition, but once it starts, it really gets going. It starts to make you actually start to think about Jason's actions and your own at the same time, because Jason starts to have doubts. It goes from being kind of comical to being really dark, but I think the best part, hands down, about Far Cry 3's story is not necessarily the plot, it's the characters you meet along the way. Over the top, all completely insane in their own respects, like Hoyt, like Buck.
Buck was the best. Buck, hold that name back. Buck.
Best character in Far Cry 3 is Vaas. Definitely steals the show. Everything about his performance kind of reminded me of the Joker.
I'm getting a little psycho here just thinking about it. It's kind of like something that could happen to you if you're a rich kid and you're going where you shouldn't be in an exotic location. Of course, you might get kidnapped for ransom if you're not careful. But what I like about it is when you have interactions with your friends and characters, the dialogue that does go down, it is kind of cheesy, but it feels like home, feels like you're playing yourself. It felt like I was lost on that island with Jason.
Really?
Really. And when you interact with your friends and they're trying to understand what's going on and you're not really giving them insight of what you're doing besides saying that you have to rescue everybody and you're becoming an ultimate warrior, kept me hanging on to the story.
The characters you meet that were from the island, different interaction, they're all completely insane. Your friends though, your friends manage to somehow bring it down to earth. I think it's the girls. Yeah. They definitely make it more emotional and make you feel something. Getting to the ending, we're not gonna spoil anything. It's actually two endings, and I do feel that one ending is very fitting to the game.
You will have a morality choice. One of those choices gives a more explaining ending of what went down during this whole game.
Obviously the bad ending makes you understand why characters are the way they are, but it also didn't make much sense in terms of what your character would do. With that being said, the fact that they gave this morality choice at the end made me kind of wish you had that along the way. Dude, it felt more impact with this character.
Even if it didn't change the story and the endings would still be the same, it would just clue you in a bit more.
Apart from the beginning where the game just kind of transitions from one thing to another, the rest of the story was engaging and got me going, especially halfway through. I just kind of wish it didn't lose steam at the beginning.
I agree with him on that. Far Cry 3's gameplay, which was something at first I really wasn't looking forward to. I was always afraid of Far Cry 2, but Far Cry 3 brings you something completely different. First off, the people that worked on Far Cry 3 is the same team as the ones that worked on Far Cry 1, basically a fan favorite of the Far Cry series. It's got cover fire, it's got a great shooting system as well, like snap on to lock, got a whole RPG aspect to it. If you played Skyrim, if you played Borderlands, it's got that same kind of skill upgrade tree.
Far Cry 2 just left a really disgusting taste in all our mouths, so when I saw it was an open world game, I was like, oh my god, no. I was complaining about the game the whole way through.
I caught malaria playing Far Cry 2.
Far Cry 3 offers just a lot of variety in terms of how you can play. One of the most fun things you can do in Far Cry 3, apart from doing the main missions, which are very Grand Theft Auto-esque in terms of how you approach them, are liberating these outposts that you find scattered throughout the game. Once you liberate them, you can now fast travel. You can approach them any way you want, drive dead on into them, blast everyone, or you can sneak in, or just sniper, take down the alarms, shoot down the cages, unleash
animals, beasts, whatever,
evil
leopards.
Animals, and just watch them murder everyone on sight. You can really play this game anyhow you want to, and I really like that. People keep saying this is like Skyrim with guns.
Oh my god.
First of all, people, if it was Skyrim with guns, it will be Fallout. Okay.
Every Battlefield, every Call of Duty that will ever come out from now on should make their campaigns like this. Have fun with it. Hang gliding, driving quad racers, taking crappy cars on the side of the road and repairing them. You even got a wingsuit deploying parachutes. You have side quests. Some of them may seem redundant, but they always take you to different points of the island, which is fun. You'll never stop discovering.
The gameplay really reflects the insanity. I feel like Ubisoft borrowed a lot from Assassin's Creed 3 and implemented it into Far Cry 3. They kind of borrowed the gameplay structure. You climb a tower, you sing to reveal the map around you, there are outposts to liberate, and then there's the whole hunting and crafting aspect, which is right out of Assassin's Creed 3, which I did not like in Assassin's Creed 3 because I felt it was just kind of tacked on. In this one, at least it makes sense. Use it to create syringes or upgrade your
root sack. Last thing I upgraded, I couldn't even find the tapir animal where the hell it was, and all I had to do was look on the map. For people like me who don't play Assassin's Creed, I didn't notice that until he pointed it out. If Ubisoft decided to borrow things and elements from other games, well, it's not that bad because look, Assassin's Creed is a great game.
You didn't like Assassin's Creed
because it's not my style of game.
Let's just be honest.
But a bit of the things are clunky, like always going into your menu to upgrade your skills, craft your syringes, create bigger loot sacks, ammo pouches, and everything. It does slow down the game a bit. It's a part of the game that you have to do if you want to survive.
The best part of this game is the gameplay because I've been playing it non-stop and having a blast. Let's move on to the way the game looks and sounds. Starting with the way the game looks.
Great. You're
in this lush environment full of green. There's animals attacking each other.
Sharks, crocodiles. You're gonna swim in a river at one point and then you're gonna be attacked by a crocodile and thrown into a quick time event to survive this. It's fun. You don't expect it.
Some of the boss battles actually require you to do quick time events, and although it's fun and I like the way it's implemented, I kind of wish it wasn't that way though. I kind of wish I actually played it.
But the look of it, you're kind of thrown into these dream sequences every time you have a boss battle. Can you imagine without being a quick time event, you're in this dream sequence on a disco dance floor or whatever, however they designed it, each one, it's always different.
I'll agree because when you're in these boss battles and they're using the quick time events, it also allows them to tell the story through dialogue. So I understand it, but at the same time, I just feel like it cheapens the experience because Buck, you really can't wait to kick his ass and then it's just like, press this, done. If you have this game on a high-end PC, which I don't, it is fan-friggin-tastic. All the main characters look friggin' amazing. Amazing mocap, facial animations, but all the non-essentials look like monsters, Leatherface.
They all have like the same straight faces. The sound design of it, it's kind of choppy if you listen real closely, which I was a little bit upset about. Take the time to listen, you'll notice it.
Or just get a good Xbox that doesn't have crappy problems.
HDMI.
Problem solved. The voice work is top-notch, honestly. Some of the characters really just deliver so well. Characters like Vaas. I kind of wish you saw him more on screen. You actually like him as a character, but you're disgusted by how he is. The music, I actually was surprised how much I liked it.
Mix of dubstep, techno. They throw it in at the right moment.
There's one particular piano track they keep playing whenever there's an emotional scene.
That's why we were so into those moments.
Well played, Ubisoft. All in all, I love the story. I do feel like it was a distraction. The gameplay definitely is the star of the show, and the game is bloody, fantastically great looking. For me, Far Cry 3, definitely good stuff.
Far Cry 3, you can't go wrong with it. If you like open world, if you like shooter, if you like slight RPG, you got it. Great story, great voice acting, great characters. I couldn't ask for more. Thanks guys once again for tuning into the GamerNerdz. Don't forget to leave your thoughts as usual in the comment section below.
Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and subscribe to our channel. We'll see you next time on GamerNerdz.
Thought you had a chance. Way up in the skies, you thought you had your finger on the trigger. But hermano, down here. Down here.